Hi there. It's Wednesday, and we get to run around today. Mostly a lot of errands, but I think we're going to be catching some cool stuff. So we'll be doing more later. But I wanted to walk into Father Fish this morning, so let's turn the camera around and see what's happening. I see Betsy is here. In we go. We got a load of sand yesterday, and he packed it up a little snug to the door. So we have to bend the door to get it open or closed. I think we may have a little bit of worm left in there. I'll have to check it with a net later. I need to get this is a tray for my van. I need to get it put back together. We took it all apart in order to haul a bunch of tanks in. Now we gotta get back together. So what's that? Looks like trash. Imagine. Oh yeah, it's empty bags from yesterday's shipment. We need to turn the RO on. That's half full, but I think the Who's Watch, the RO is low, and yes it is. Way down. So let's get the hose in place. Like so. And then turn the valve on like so. And fill up the RO. Which also fills their wastewater. So all of the RO water, the wastewater from RO is what we use for our fresh water and have a carbon filter on that side as well in order to get the chlorine out. And there's Betsy. Let's see how we're doing here. These guys showing up. I've got Lamprologus species in here. I put 10 of them in. I saw them day 1 and day 2. I saw one yesterday. They've been in here for how long? I guess since what? Oh, there's one. One. There should be 10. I might see one back there. I don't know. Fish can be disheartening. No idea where they got to. It's possible they went through the tube. The screen was off. So what I'm gonna have to do, if I can't find them in the other tanks here, I'm gonna have to go down into the sump with a light and see if I can spot them. Fortunately, there's nothing else in there that's gonna eat them. I usually have big fish in it, but I don't think there are any. So I'm gonna have to get a light turned on in here. Let's see if it is working. No. Oh, that's that one. Let's see, this may not even be plugged in. It's not. Plug it in and see if it works. Yes. So I'm going to have to look down in here carefully and see if there are any in here. Now the other issue is they could be in the bag. So I need to dump the bag out. Well, this is a more involved project and it's difficult to do with one hand. I think I'll get help to do it. Alright, moving right along. There's water coming into wastewater, so our RO is working, and I need to change the filters on the RO because my RO is up to about 50 ppm, and it should be 0. So I'm not selling much in the way of RS. They look good like that. Around there. Let's see, I got these Pistos yesterday, and we went through them and found all males. So we got 10 Pistos, all males. I sold 4 anyway. So we have 6 of them in here. I see 3 that are obvious, and then 4 male. And 2 others somewhere. So I may stop at that farm today and see if I can pick up some more kids and females. There were some in here. These are regular Pistos. They're not like double or triple red. There's a pair in the cave spotted yesterday. Where's the big guy? There he is. Hiding in the back. Yeah, we got a bunch of discus yesterday. Two sizes. Here and here. So they're looking okay. We get some food in for them. Well, let's see who's here. Susan. Hi, Susan. Nice to see you. Bill Witt. Mary Page. I'm feeling pretty good this morning. Thank you, Mary. Albert DeBoer. Big Eyes. Hi, Big Eyes. Susie Q. Big Eyes. Susan, Holly. Hi, Holly. EMO the Fish Keeper. God bless you. Paul C. Hello, Paul. Catfish Terry is live. You can jump over and say hi to Catfish Terry. You can get the algae off of this thing. We also put a bunch of rams in here. Sorry about the background noise. We have the fan. We have this mighty fan turned on. Maybe I'll turn it off for a few minutes. Let me go do that. Morning, Betsy. Yeah, good. How are you? Pulling the plug on the fan. We are right there. And then we'll cut the volume down on the radio so we don't have to share our 2 cents with somebody. Not that I mind. I really don't mind. It's kind of fun, actually. We got somebody brought some really big rainbows in. These are like 6 inches. And some big 3-inch Rios. And I got these little millennials yesterday. And some little red rainbows, none of which I see. There's one in the back. It should be all right in here though. I didn't pull them all in, fortunately. Oh, let's see if our little girl is still sitting on eggs. Yes, she is. We have a little quail down here who's nesting. sitting on a dozen eggs, and she's being real good. So that's kind of remarkable. That's really a first. Robert brought some plants in, so we got a few of them planted yesterday, and we sold a few. We got down to one parrot. I had 7 parrots, and I'm down to 1 in a matter of days. They're stunning fish. Just real oddballs. Get bred for their bizarredom. Let's see. I want to see how the guppies are doing. Actually, it looks like they're mostly okay. I don't see any dead ones. Now there are some shell dwellers in here, brevis I think, but they're babies. I saw one. Yesterday. They're tiny, tiny. And this is the tank that has the half beaks in it. There's one in the back. 2. So the half beaks in there. I got guppies in there or something. I don't know what it is for Moza to feed them. We need to put water in these guys. These are the bowls. That's one of them. The other 2 are hiding back here that we set up about a month and a half ago. So we'll get some water in them and check them out. Need to fill up the bedders too. Water's getting low and the water's getting green. Bedders, guppies. These are okay. He looks bad. Acting real droopy, like. These tanks are really filthy. Just a lot of mold. I need plants in them. I gotta get a bunch of plants going in. This whole side is kind of gone to rack and ruin. There's one plant in the whole mess. Here's another one. That's a baby tears that's overgrown. And saltwater guys. A little trigger, humma, I guess. And clownfish. Where are the clowns? They're the clowns. Bring in the clowns. And this is not got the light on yet. So let's take a walk back down here. Everything looks like it's functioning this morning. The goldfish came in yesterday. They're pretty good. Oh, I wanted to look at these rummy nose. These are Asian rummy nose. They are not rummy nose. Those are something else. These are rummy nose. These are supposedly Asian rummy nose. And I don't know what that is. I forgot. Looks much like the other one, doesn't it? I don't know what I've got here, guys. Little mollies and platies. Other stuff. Some angels and a nice plant left. I've got plants coming in Friday from Dustin. So that'll be nice. See what's doing up here. These are the Fungulus. Golden top minnows. You're getting a little hollow belly. Keyholes. Here's some of the rainbow sharks. And this is the tank that has all the Lamprologus and nanos, and they're all but gone. I don't know where they are. There's one down there. There should be 10. So we'll be rooting around at some point looking for those guys. The Tropless. I got 5 or 6 of these. I have 3 left. Sold 2 or 3, and they spawned. So I'll be getting some of the spawn back. These guys have been in here for a month, and they're doing nothing. So it's probably all females. This is Brevis Katabe, and they're moving around, but I don't see any babies yet. They haven't been in here very long, less than a week. Neolamprologus, something, I can't remember what, and I'm not seeing them anyway. And the screen is off on that one, so they're probably also in the system. There's one down there. The Boise, Oregani, Sunspot chilies. They're all out and about. These shells are too small for them, I think. Need to get some big shells. I'm gonna have a bucket of them around here somewhere. I'll have to find them. All right, so let's go in the office and say hello to everybody. Nothing big today. Here I start doing this and everything is beautiful and wonderful. Amazing. Betsy. Where did she go? Betsy. I don't know where she is. Maybe on. Doors open. Got a little air going. I think here, let's turn the AC on. Turn the AC on, turn the fan on. Get this cooled off a bit. Let me have her put the fan back on, or maybe I'll go do it. Let's see. See what other. The man who stirs the fish. I'm just sitting down for afternoon coffee break. It's funny the timing. I'm picking up people on the other side of the earth. These morning streams. It's really kind of interesting. Patrick Farm. Hello, hello. Thought it was a small shop. Somebody owned an amazing pet shop, Mary Peg. And Albert De Beer says, I thought it was a small shop. Well, it's I've got 4,000 square feet, of which only about 2,000 is actually public. Well, maybe 25 if you count the front. About 200 tanks, I guess. And I'm always out of tanks. Let's see. What these guys are doing. Where's the big cat? There he is. The monster. 3-foot red-tail catfish. Water level's low in here. We need to get the siphon going. Alright, let's plug the fan back in if I can do it with my half hand. Alright, turn the volume back up on the radio, and I'll go up front. Whoosh. So Frank's going to be in a little later, and we're going to go out. Got to run some errands, pick up seed for the birds, and then go up. We're going to go up to Bioaquatics. Check out Andres, and then from there I think we'll go up to hit up one or two of the wholesalers. See what else. Danny Ken's here. Hi, Danny Ken. Jay's Bedroom. Hello, hello. Good morning, Father Fish and everyone. Oh, that's that trick. Guess I got everybody. All right. Flip the screen. Hi there. Goodness. So, I had blood drawn yesterday. Vinoski. Hi, Vinoski. Jay Rowe. Hi, Jay. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. My blood pressure is up. It's not, well, it's bad, but it's not horrible. It's running like 150 over 80. It was 185 over 110. One day last week kind of freaked me out, but we got it down a little bit. I'll be going in Friday for a consultation. See if we can change the meds or start standing on my head or do something to try to get it under control. I know. Anyway, we'll be doing a stream this afternoon. These morning live streams are kind of fun, interesting, short, sweet. Amazing how many people plug in. And one of these days, something really interesting is going to happen, and it'll be great content. But so far, it's been a very uneventful week. An uneventful week, as it is. Today's Wednesday. This is the third one we've done. Love Father Fish bird area, Holly says. He has all kinds of birds together. Quail, whoops, silkies, budgies, all kinds of birds. Yeah, parakeets, cockatiels, lovebirds, finches, and I occasionally have some somewhat larger birds. I do have doves, and they're constantly nesting. I have parakeets. There probably are 10 baby parakeets or more in there right now that are on the nest. I'm real excited about this quail. I've not had baby quail running around in here, and I finally got rid of the big stuff. I had some silky chickens that I got rid of finally, and I had a big pair of silver pheasants, and I think they were repressing the quail. So now we've got a little girl sitting on eggs, and she's got about 10 eggs. So hopefully we're gonna have a bunch of little baby quail running around. That'll be fun. Lee Wilcox, hi there, Lee. Lovely to see you, Father Fish. That one tetra still has signs of the fungus. That's interesting. Yet it's small, so let's hope it doesn't come back. Love the birds too, as you know. Thank you again. Nice to see you, Lee. And I am delighted that you have been able to control this fungus, which means you're controlling the bacteria, which means you're really substantially suppressing bacteria growth. That means you're not feeding a lot. Whenever there's substantial bacteria in a tank, there's overfeeding. The two are inextricably entwined. So good job. Keep it up. I think your tank looked much nicer when it was overgrown with plants. I really liked it. But do try to get some more kinds of plants. It's a pretty tank. It needs some variety. It'll it'll make you very happy. See what else here. Susan. You know what? Daniken Susan. Looking at moderators here. Jay, Daniken Susan. Da-da-da-da. I think Mary Page, can we give you a wrench? Why does it not want to do it? I'm going to have to catch you on, I don't know if I can do it on here. I can't do anything. My screen's not working. And I'm hitting, it's the darndest thing. I'm hitting the, what am I hitting? Oh, I see. Nothing is working. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to give Mary Page a wrench. And my wrench thing ain't working. This button's not coming up. I just have to catch you on when I'm on my computer. I'm sure I can't do it. Sure I can't do it here. Let me see. Let's get the computer up and see if it acts as primary. I'm sure it doesn't. YouTube. Here, we'll show my neat new computer I've got here that I'm real excited about. Let's see. If I do go live on the computer, what does it do? Well, I don't know what it does. Live stream. Unselected. I don't guess I can jump into it, can I? I don't know. Doobie-doo. Apparently not. More actions. I guess. I don't know what it's doing. Doing nothing. Your channel. Let's see. Wednesday is fun day. There it is. See. Wednesday is fun day. There it is. See. Let me shut the volume off. Now, let's see if this will allow me add moderator. Did we do it? Let's see. Mary Page, make a comment. Let's see if you got a wrench. No. Huh. I don't think so. Remove moderator. Yeah, it's got you down. It's just not coming up. There it is. Hi there. Good. That worked. That's interesting. So the monitor, since I opened live stream on my phone in YouTube on my channel, I can go into that on the computer, and it's double master. I'm mastering from the computer as well. It's fascinating. Which means, of course, it won't allow me to do both. What I can do on my phone is I can reverse, which I can't do on the computer. There it is, like that. Only for seconds. Well, all right. Enough playing around. We got Mary Page a wrench. So it's a good day. And Lisa Perez. Lisa needs a wrench too. Well, let's see if we can do it. Add moderator. Lisa now has a wrench. Thank you guys for plugging in and being a part of my little chat this morning. It's fun as always. I did see your comment, Lee, about feeding. You're a winner. You're doing such great work with your tanks. Who is this? Oh, Anton Slabbert. My Angels have free swimmers. Only their second attempt. Oh, good job. 180 fry. Good job. Excellent. We're going to go dizziness, high BP, and a regular heartbeat. Sound like me, Susan. What we got to do is get the weight off, and I can't figure that one out. It's making me nuts. Let's see. Who else is here? Right. Good job, Mary Page. I appreciate you. That's funny. She looks good in blue. Right. Who said that? Danikin. Funny guy. And I have a wrench too, please. Lee. Oh, of course. Let's see, Lee. Why did you have to ask? I should have done that automatically. There. You have a wrench, Lee. Good job. If there were ever one deserving, it is the Lee. All right. Somebody just walked in. Let's see if we can look at him. With a child, it looks like. That's always fun. Lee. Lee's got a wrench. Lee looks good in blue, too. Hi, how are you? Hello. You betcha. Looking around. Gee, it's an eventful morning already, isn't it? And Lisa says, I don't know how to use a wrench. No, but you'll learn. You will learn. You know who's not here is Chevy Fish. I don't see Chevy Fish. Hope she's okay. Mary Page has never been so honored. Oh, now. Oh, now. It's such a little thing to do for such a wonderful person, Mary Page. Goodness sakes. Sir Lee. Mary Page, you got him. You got him. It is Sir Lee. And he'd change his name to Sir Lee. And why not? He is, after all, not my subject, but the Queen's. In Father Fish's kingdom. That's funny. Funny stuff. So you've earned your stripes already, Mary Page. Funny stuff. Ooh. So I'm going to kind of hang around here and wait for Frank to show up. I guess I'll make a pot of coffee. And then once he gets here, we're going to head out. I dropped my tube of insulin on the floor this morning, and it landed upright. the little vials, the little bottle. Landed upright, and I thought, oh, isn't that cute? Shame I didn't have it on video. And then I picked it up, and the bottom had dropped out. So it hit upright, but it broke. So now I've got to pick up some more insulin. Fortunately, I had just filled the needle, the hypodermic, the syringe. So I was able to get my shot. Anyway, let's see what else. Going collecting, yes, Daniken. We're going to go out today. Got some errands. I'm going to turn Frank loose in a little creek we found over near, excuse me, Bioaquatics, Andres, where he found black neocaridina and a lot of really cool plants. So he's going to have about an hour there. Then I'll go back and pick him up. And from there we go up to Lakeland, I guess, to visit a fish farm. I got a bunch of apistos in yesterday, 10 of them, and they're all male. So I'm going to go back to the farm today and see if they have any females, and while I'm at it, see what else they have. That's interesting. Surly Lee. Surly doesn't quite work. Surly, bad-tempered, and unfriendly. Oh, now, we know that's not true. You're just trying to trick us, Surly. You're trying to fool us. There's not a surly bone in your body, Surly. Where'd he say that? I lost it. Maybe it was... Oh, there it is. Yeah, surly. Doesn't quite work, he says. Surly, bad-tempered, and unfriendly. Actually, it's not so much that he's bad-tempered and unfriendly. It's that he does not receive the honor he's due. And so he's, while he's not resentful, he's a little depressed. So what we will see now is the blossoming and blooming of a great new patriotic flower coming out, bursting forth in all his glory among us. Surly indeed. We are honored, Surly. Got you. Daniken, I have a good friend out here, Father Finch, that breeds all kinds of super rare apistos, and he ships all over the country. He's also just bred Zebra Acara. Wow, I've been looking for those guys. Gee, you have to send me his info. I'd be interested in getting some fish from him. That would be fun. Good job, Daniken. I need to learn to hold this at arm's length rather than sticking my nose on it. That's pretty cool, Daniken. When is my shop going to reopen? Paul says. I've been open for 3 weeks, Paul. I was closed for about 2 weeks. I was in the hospital right at the beginning of the COVID scare. I think I probably had it, frankly, but I was diagnosed with a kidney stone. So I was in really pretty bad shape. In there for about a week, and then a week at home recuperating. And then it came in just mainly to have a place to go to for about a week, and then opened. I just left the door unlocked. So I was closed for a while, a couple of weeks, but I've been open now for the last almost 2 months. Thank you, Daniken. I appreciate that very much. Regular hours? No, I've reduced my hours. And I find it works better for me. I'm open now. My hours are 10 to 4, 6 days a week, closed on Wednesday. Wednesday is play day. So Wednesday we go out and do stuff. And it's really working much better. I think the only other thing I would like to do, and I've got a little help here now, so I think I can pull it off. I want to be open at least one evening a week and do a little cheese and wine thing, maybe, or something fun. Maybe have a guest come in that people can meet and talk to. Something special one evening a week. I haven't figured out what day to do that yet. Could even do a little auction, maybe. I mean, make it really fun. So don't know what day, but I want to do it as a regular weekly thing. I think it would be a lot of fun. I think people would enjoy it. And we'll practice social distancing, putting a fish in between each of us. That'd be good. When is your shop going to reopen? We just did that. Da-da. Kidney stones are the worst. Yes, that was pretty bad. I became, what is it, anoxic, whatever it was. My brain stopped working, or my mind stopped working. I fell down and didn't have the strength or wherewithal to stand up. This is about 10 o'clock in the evening. I'd just gone to the bathroom, preparation for going to bed. There's Frank. Came back in and fell down in front of the bed. Fortunately, I live with someone, so I called out. This referring to something that happened weeks ago. Frank just walked in, so he looked at me with shock and horror. This is months ago. Anyway, he called EMT, and they came out and got me up and said, "Great, how are you?" And I said, "Okay." And they said, "What day is it?" And I said, "Duh." I didn't say anything. I just thought. Because I knew it would come. When I want to know something, I just open the door and it comes in. I opened the door and there was nothing there. After about a minute, I said, 10? No, not 10. I'm glad they did not ask me my name, because I don't think I would have known what it was. So they put me in the ambulance and hauled me off to the hospital. Pumped me full of biologicals, because I was totally infected. I had poison all through my body. And they put a stent in around the stone. Well, that lasted about a month, and then it moved. It went down into my bladder. So I went back in, and he went into my bladder and couldn't find it. Took the stent out while he was in there. The stone was gone. And I had apparently passed it overnight, the night before. So I overcame that, but it was an extraordinary experience in the hospital. I was, what's the word when you're kind of out of it, and I was hallucinating. I hallucinated for maybe 2 days straight. But my hallucination was content centered. I was solving a global problem. And the global problem was memes. I was discovering a global meme. And I actually got it. And I know it was not lost effort, because I was at the same time in communication with meme masters around the world. We were part of a global meme. What was the word? Culture, yeah. A global meme master center. And we found it. It was remarkable. And it had everything to do with Donald Trump. So it was an amazing experience. Came out of that finally, after cursing at the nurse who then reminded me that, and everyone on the ward, Father Fish is in the house. He says, Father Fish is in the house. And that calmed me down a bit. Notely, he did not say, Sir Father Fish, we Americans have little truckage with those honorifics. Nonetheless, I was impressed and deeply honored and appreciative, and it calmed me right straight down. 2 days later, I was out of there. The man who stirs and fish. Do you or ever thought about doing a podcast? I could listen to you all day. I have you on in background. It's better than the radio. I love it. I don't know what a podcast is. What is a podcast? Is that just like audio? And how do you do it? And no, I never thought about it. But somehow I know somewhere along in here is something I can do to make a little money so I don't have to run this fish shop anymore. I'll tell you what, I figured out YouTube doesn't work. This has been remarkable. 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, I hit about a 145 degree angle. Let me see if I can get my finger in the picture. I can't figure out where like this. Where'd it go? It was at that angle, straight up in the air, 145 degrees. I was doing 100 new subscribers a day. I was doing 2,000 to 3,000 views, more than that. I was doing upwards of 10,000 views a day. For 2 weeks, it just was a rocket ship going almost straight vertical. And then it hit a peak. It hit a peak. When it started, I was at 1,200 views. 1,200. What is it? 2,000? 2,100. Is that right? Where are my numbers? I gotta see. I've lost track of what I'm talking about here. I was at 4,000, 21. Oh, okay. Subscribers. You see, it's working on me already. I'm getting back into that trance state. 2,100 subscribers. 2,100? 1,100. 1,200. I don't even remember anymore. 1,200. Yes. I was at 1,200 subscribers. And within 2 weeks, I was at 3,900. In 2 weeks. And the same thing happened to my views. And I don't even remember what those numbers are. And then it hit a peak and it went the other way and it was a V. It was a V. It was an inverted V, an upside down V. Straight up and then straight down. And I'll tell you where I am today, folks. 3 weeks later, I am down below, mind you, where I have ever been. I noted yesterday on my subscribers, I was -7. -7. I am losing subscribers at a greater rate than I am gaining them. It's astounding. Bye-bye. So, I've lost 14 subscribers in the last 5 days. It's just bouncing. It's not bouncing along the bottom. It's digging craters in the earth. I'm dropping them off as I go along. So I'm pretty convinced that there's little or nothing I can do to control YouTube. But we were talking about where was it? Sounds for all of us to go to Florida. I'm for that. Lee Wilcox, Cheese and Wine, will join you from here. You're keeping fit, body and mind, with all these videos. Love to see you spending time with us. All us strangers that are all becoming friends. Lord knows. And it's all because of Pretty, Lee. All because of Pretty. And your love for Pretty. Your love for little fish. That has brought you into a whole new community. And you struggled to do it. I know you were sending me messages for a week or more, trying desperately to get somebody to reach out. And it wasn't until I figured out how to use my YouTube, whatever it's called, to find messages in a consistent and coherent way that I found you. And in fact, you were blocked. I had to unblock you. It was the weirdest thing. But you're a great friend, and we all love you, and I love you too. And so good to have you. We were, let's see, the man who stares at fish was talking about podcast. So what is podcast? I don't know what that is, and how do you do it? Mary Page has had several bouts with kidney stones. Oh my God. They are dreadful. They are utterly dreadful. I probably was as close to death with that as I've ever been. That's something I ought to talk about. My near-death experiences. I've had a few. One when I was 12 years old, and that was the most significant one. Because in that one, I actually went to heaven. Someday, we'll talk about that. One thing almost worse than kidney stones, and that is stents. Oh, what kind of stent? Stent. I've got one stent, but I had 5-way bypass 8 years ago. That was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Thanks for sharing my knowledge, Marky says. Thank you, Marky. Lee says, do not trust the graph. It's misleading. 4.21 subscribers. Oh, I know it's mean. Well, I've been at 4,213 for 3 days straight now. I picked up 7, lost 7. The last 13 have been 2 weeks getting there. Gotta go on as guest on other channels. Peplin, I know. You know, I did that. You're absolutely right. And I've not been doing that. I did that, and it was very effective. You know, I quit doing it, and I need to start doing. I need to start listening to and jumping in on other people's streams, and then getting on their streams. I know. It's true. Like button. Where is the like button? There's the like button right there. If I got, haha. Are you visiting Mike today? Patrick, Mike. Who's Mike? I'm visiting Andres. For sure. Podcast is just audio, kind of like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know, I guess I'll look it up and see. I don't much like my voice, is I think part of the reason. My voice tends to be more high-pitched than I would like it to be. It's difficult for me to calm down. I think I do that high-pitched voice as a way of projecting, because I've never learned to project with a lower voice. See, you can hardly even hear me, probably. But that's more like my normal speaking voice, without the high-pitched screech like that, where I talk so loud everybody can hear me and nobody wants to. Right, that kind of voice. Are you visiting Mike? Lisa, Imperial. Oh, Imperial is here. Hey, Imperial. You haven't brought me any fish in a long time. Bring me some fish. I don't have any decent swords. I suppose a podcast is like a recorded radio show, just talking, doing your thing. Like I said, I can listen all day, and I know you got the stories. I do have stories. That would be fun to do. That's like a Rush Limbaugh thing. Is that a podcast? I mean, that's a radio program, but it's kind of the same thing. He doesn't do guests, he just kind of riffs and then talks to people. The talking to people would be fun. If I could figure out a way to do that, I would do it because I love talking with people. No one likes the sound of their own voice when they hear it back, Lee says. You have a lovely voice, and I'm told so do I, but I hate it. You do have a nice voice, Lee. Lee does something extraordinary that I've never seen anybody else do. He makes videos as letters. Started doing it with his mother, and then he did one or two for me, and they're utterly delightful. What great fun. You know, when you don't have a lot of followers, you can do it, but even with a lot of followers, it's kind of a special thing to do. To do a little, this is for you, my friend, kind of thing. Oh, what else here? All right. Most of these people would love you as a guest. Maybe I should just start promoting myself again with the Fish Fam. There was a point where everybody in the Fish Fam wanted to talk to me, and now nobody does. But it's not their fault, it's my fault, because I really shut myself off. I stopped going to other people's streams, stopped getting involved in, this kind of stuff. I even stopped looking at people's videos. I just became totally self-absorbed. And I think the effect of it was to cut me off. That's really significant. That really is. Hadn't really thought about it that way. And then, of course, you get resentful or get depressed or get whatever it is. That nobody's paying attention. But it's not their fault, it's my fault. Because I stopped paying attention. And when I stopped paying attention, people stopped noticing me because I wasn't around anymore. Lovely. I love it. Let's see. Who else is saying what here? Rhett. Hi, Rhett. Good morning to you. How's Ro? Is she okay? I thought she might plug in. She didn't get a job, did she? Oh dear. Make a podcast, but you have to read bedtime stories, like the Three Little Pigs. Lee says bedtime stories. A podcast. I don't know how you do podcasts. I guess I'll find out. I will look into it, and I will determine how to do podcasts. But I really need feedback. I mean, that's kind of the key to me is feedback. Because that's what I play off of, is all your comments. She's still in bed and felt good last couple of days. Oh dear, we don't need to hear that. Well, give her our love, Lord. We don't need Ro to be sick. She's big, strong, healthy woman. Needs to act like it. Get over this, whatever it is, and get up and out. I think she was burning the candles at both ends with all those all-nighters she was pulling on live stream. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Susan. Lee wants me to read bedtime stories. I thought about that. I thought about doing a grandfather something or other as a children's channel and do stories. Praise for my southern sister, says Mary Page. Yes, indeed. Mary Page says, that's amazing, Lee. All right. But you need your help to do it. Help me do that. I don't know what she's referring to. I managed to get the magnification. Look at this. Ah. All right. Now what do I do? There. Jeez. Hate this phone. You touch it and it goes nuts. Yesterday the phone decided that I needed to be incognito, so it stopped ringing when people called. Took me half a day to figure out how to get rid of that. Apparently put it on with no effort at all. Getting it off took a course in technology. Howard Van Tassel, Mr. Fish, sir. Nice to meet you, Howard. Good to see you. How are your fish? Let's see, I said, oh, I've still got a shipment coming to you. And I don't know I'm going to get to that today. I think part of what happened was I talked to Dustin, and he's sending me a big order of really nice plants, but I'm not going to get them until Friday. So I think I'm going to hold off on shipping until I can include some of these plants because they're going to be real special. So, excuse me, it looks like next week. Mr. Fish, sir, went to the Georgia Aquarium. That is magnificent. Absolutely is. Lee, I've tried reading stories to my granddaughter, but she says I'm rubbish, and Grandma Sue is better. Oh, that's... Yeah, you have a bratty grandchild, Lee. I'll tell you what. Read her a story as the wolf. Do that. Tell her you're there to distract her attention so you can eat her up and gobble her down and swallow her whole because you're the big bad wolf. See if she likes that. She probably will. She's probably just a perverse child. How old's your granddaughter? 32? Right, probably. It is awesome. Lisa has fish coming in. Howard, yes, Father Fish, that's fine. Looking forward to the rams and the plants from Dustin. I do have some more rams. They're looking really good. They were on the earlier video this morning, so you can kind of check back and see them. From Flip Aquatics, Nanofish. Cool. Nice. All right, Frank's back. We need to get cracking. It's probably close to 10 o'clock. It's after 10 o'clock. I've been here for an hour. I'm going to run. We'll catch up with y'all later in the afternoon. Thanks for plugging in. Rhett, please give Ro our love. Tell her we miss her. And we need her up and out of bed and healthy. Right away. Right away. Today. God bless all. See you a little later in the day.